What's up, guys? My name's Azraeleternity, and you can ask me anything. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MineSanity server. As you can probably see on your screen, I'm not where I typically am. This is going to be a caving Ask Me Anything. The video that you're watching is pre-recorded. I'm not even seeing it right now. I haven't even recorded it yet. But they're not being done at the same time. I'm going to be doing the questions and answers here as audio, and you guys can watch me in the background doing some caving in new chunks, trying to find some more horse armor for our recently created saddlery in the Nether Mall. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the questions. I'm going to do two different sections. I'm going to do Minecraft-related questions and things that are related to the server, and then I'm going to have a little section that is personal stuff about me. So to start off, my name is Azraeleternity. That's my in-game name for a lot of things. It's also Azraeleternity without the TY at the end. But my name is Eric, and I've always gone in my intros as Eric, aka Azraeleternity. I've recently started just referring to myself as Azraeleternity, just so that it's not so much of a mouthful. So let's get into the Minecraft questions. With several notable servers doing a reset for 1.6, when is MineSanity going to do a map reset? The answer to that is Grave and I have discussed it, and we're planning on doing reset if there's a major terrain update in 1.7. If there is not, and we're going to be playing it by ear because it's all going to depend on what the snapshots kind of show us. If it looks like there's not going to be a terrain update in 1.7, we might just do it fairly quickly once we get everybody to be aware of it and that it's going to be happening. Because obviously if people are in the middle of projects, we don't want to just all of a sudden, kill it. We'd like for everybody to be happy about doing the change. But 1.7 is the plan at the latest. It's either going to be 1.7 for a terrain update, or it's going to be prior if it looks like the 1.7 is not going to be a terrain update. But it's still under discussion. Grave and I have been talking about it, and a lot of the guys from the server are asking for a server reset. So we are looking into it, but we're not doing it because other people are doing it. We're doing it because we feel that it's probably a good idea for us. When will new players be joining the server? Also, can I join MineSanity? We do invite new players onto the server. We invite probably, I don't know, maybe one a week at the least. We try to invite more people, but we get a lot of declines. We get a lot of no answers. We get people that are ignoring it, thinking that it's spam. We're sending it to a lot of people, but that's just how it is. As for joining, we actively look for content creators on YouTube. If you are a content creator, you already have some sort of Minecraft LP going on. You can send Grave or myself messages on YouTube to get our attention to look at your channel. We do read the messages. We do go check out your channels. Most of the time we will send at least a response saying, yeah, we looked at your thing, but we're not, not interested in inviting you, or something along those lines. What is Sigcraft, and why is it separate from MineSanity? Sigcraft is a server operated by SigCorps, who is a member of MineSanity. MineSanity does not pay for, nor does it operate Sigcraft. Therefore, we kind of like to keep it autonomous from the MineSanity label. Not that it's like a huge deal. SigCorps just simply extends membership on his server to most of the MineSanity members. Think about it as like Generic B started up Hermitcraft, but he also plays on the Minecraft server. That's essentially the position that SigCorps is in. What do you want for the next big update to Minecraft? Oh god. Honestly, I'd really love a terrain update. That would be the most amazing thing for me. And along with that, I'd like to see new generated structures. And I'd like to see new village buildings. I'd also like to kind of see I mean, it sounds like kind of weird, but a castle sort of thing that has villagers with it. Because since we have all the changes with zombies and we have zombie sieges on villages, I think it'd be kind of cool to have a place that villagers can flee to stay protected from the zombies and stuff. But I think the castle's kind of way out there. But new structures, new villager buildings, and terrain updates. That's what I'd really like to see for 1.7. What is something currently in Minecraft that you would want to see changed or removed? Ocelots and cats. I hate them. I hate them for all that they stand for. Part of me wants enchanting system to change because it takes forever to get a goddamn silk touch tool, especially pickaxes or books or unbreaking books. It just sucks. It takes a lot of time. And if people are doing it legitimately, it's even more frustrating. And we're doing, Enderman farms, which I'm kind of thankful that they didn't change XP farms, but there's something else that I wanted. Oh, trades with villagers. I'd like to see that get improved upon. I know that it's kind of cheapy to be able to do like infinite, essentially, emeralds using paper, but there. I'd also like to see that books no longer require leather. I understand why, but I absolutely hate it. So change that. Fix it. Do it, Dinnerbone. What is your favorite FTB mod? As a builder, I absolutely love Red Power for microblocks. Microblocks are extremely versatile, and you can do a lot of details with them when you're building. Other than that, like as a player, not you thinking just as a builder, Thaumcraft is pretty cool. I never used it before prior to this season of doing FTB, and I've burned through all the research and looking at all this stuff, and it's pretty damn fun. I'm not gonna lie. I just need to kind of work on it a little bit better, kind of be a little bit more neat with how I do it. Well, let's see. What is something in FTB that you want to see in vanilla Minecraft? Obviously, microblocks. That would be amazing. And some of the biomes from extra biomes, like the meadow, the savanna. I like the flat ones. I do not want the mini jungles, and I don't want this. Whatever ones have the sinking sand stuff, I don't want those. I don't want that at all. That would be terrible. Because I've died sometimes to that very early on. If I had to choose between those two, like if I could only get one of those, I would say microblocks without any hesitation. I absolutely love microblocks. How did you come to join the MineSanity server? Originally, when the server was starting, Grave had put a posting on the MineSanity, or not the MineSanity, the Minecraft forums, advertising a Minecraft-style vanilla server, and that he was taking applications for new players. I was one of the original, maybe 20 or so people that applied for joining, and quite a few were accepted. I honestly cannot remember many of their names. Exor was one. I remember him. There was one guy that had like chin something, and his skin was Optimus Prime. Other than that, I can't really remember a lot of them. But I am the only person left from that original forum post that joined the server at that time. But that's how I got on here. I said, my name's Azrael. I do Minecraft, and I'd like to do a server. And Grave was like, okay, you're in. You're whitelisted. It's like, sweet. Obviously, we don't do that anymore. But that's how I got on here. Where did the name MineSanity come from? I came up with it. I will state that right now. I came up with it. Prior to either Grave or I doing an LP for the server, simply because we didn't want to start an LP until we had a name for the server, because we wanted to be able to name the series. We wanted to say, hey, welcome to the blah 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 server, and the start of a new LP. But among the names we were thinking of, and I honestly cannot remember some of the ones that we had thought of. I didn't write them down or anything or save them. MineSanity was the best one, made the most sense for us. I did find out later on that there are other servers with the name MineSanity, but I think that we're the best one. And of course, the reason that it's that way is it was combining Minecraft and Insanity, because, well, we're all pretty loopy. If you've watched any of our videos, especially when we get together. How did you meet Grave? Through the MineSanity forum posts, when I applied for joining the server very early on in the server's life. We had no prior contact to that, but once I got started playing, we got along really well, and that's how I ended up staying. Is MineSanity going to continue to do UHC seasons? Yes, and bigger maps, more people, more objectives. We're going to do different things. We have plans for a dragon hunt season, and we're definitely going to try to do a season with more people. There's 8 people that do LPs on the server, and we'd love to be able to get all 8 people into the same game. But the likelihood of that is pretty slim, because we don't see much very often. We'll probably be able to get Stevie, but we all have such different schedules that it'd be really hard for all of us to be able to do that. We're not Minecraft, we're not Yogscast, we're not Hermitcraft, where some of us are doing this professionally. So it's kind of hard with schedules to be able to get everybody in the same place, especially for people like Ozil, who's Australian, and for King, who works nights, and Sigs, who has a normal job, not like Grave and Zippy and I that work in customer service. So we are planning on doing more, and we're very much looking forward to it. UHC is lots of fun, I will say that. If you haven't ever done it before, try it. It's loads of fun, and it really takes a lot. If you want that sort of experience and just try to do it yourself, you could always do hardcore mode, and when you get into the game, turn cheats on, like open it to LAN, turn cheats on, and turn off the natural regeneration, and then just start playing. That's the best way to do it. I started doing that just as a practice thing, and I'm down to 3.5 hearts, and I'm just so scared about it. I've only found 1 gold in that map, so UHC is definitely going to be continuing on. What is your least favorite series that you've made? I can say with absolute certainty that Survivalist Hardcore Minecraft LP was my least favorite series. There was nothing wrong with... I probably should have been more organized with the goal of it earlier on, and I could have had a better understanding of what my end game was, but I didn't really think about it early on. I just wanted to get started, get going into it. Because I think that was back when the 1.3 or 1.2.5, one of those updates, was when 1.3 actually, I think, was when I started that LP. But there wasn't anything wrong with it per se. It was just simply, it became very boring, because it was me sitting there trying to get harvest ender pearls, which is extremely boring to watch, and I was very tempted to just cheat them in, just so that I could get to the end, get to do the dragon fight, but couldn't. It drained me, and that's why I stopped doing it. Favorite series that you've made, of course, would be the next question after least favorite. MineSanity, since I've done it so much, is probably one of my favorite series. If I had to say a non-Minecraft one, Let's Do It Live was probably one of my other favorite series, which was a Call of Duty Black Ops Wager Mode drinking game. That's the longest fucking description ever. Basically, I was playing Black Ops in Wager Mode and doing it in a live sort of setting where I had a video camera set up to record me while I was playing the game, get my honest reactions to things. And if I won a game, I didn't take any shots. If whatever place I got, I ended up taking a certain number of shots. And I think by the time that I was done with the first session of it, I think I had only lost one game. So I was just like, okay, well, that's that. But it's not like it was fairly copied of BTR Slowburn's Drunk Ops. He did a very similar thing. I just tried to be fancy and try to do it myself. Okay, that is all the Minecraft questions. We'll move on to the personal questions. Some of these are kind of common questions, like how old are you? I am currently 26 years old. What is your favorite color? Growing up, my favorite color was green. I don't wear it much anymore. In fact, I never really wore it a lot as far as like clothing colors, but it's probably still my favorite. I wear a lot of black, or used to, both in high school and college. I used to wear a lot of black, but that's because I did theater, so usually I ended up needing to be in blacks for working. So, but green, probably favorite color. What video game have you enjoyed playing the most in recent memory? Hidden. Hidden is a freaking amazingly fun game, especially if you have people that you can play with, that you know, and that you can also be in a chat with. Like it's so much fun playing Hidden with Banjo and Grave, and I can't wait to be able to play with Sigs as well. So, Hidden was a lot of fun. Highly recommend you guys get it if you have Half-Life 2 or Gary's mod, because it's super fun. What is your favorite band? Oh boy. Well, considering how much music I listen to as far as like current music, I can't really say anything recent. I mean, I think the last CD that I bought was from 2003 or 2004, maybe. So Linkin Park is probably one of my more favorite bands, simply because I listened to them a lot when I was younger. Overall, I'll say the Beatles. Beatles they're pretty timeless. I liked listening to their music a lot when I was a kid. I obviously didn't grow up in that generation. Much too old for that, or much too young for that, rather. But my sister really liked the Beatles. My brother really likes the Beatles, and so I ended up listening to the Beatles a lot. Both my parents did. I mean, it's not rap music, so they didn't object to listening to old music. Favorite non-Minecraft YouTube channel? ERB is the channel. It's Epic Rap Battles of History, their channel. They do a lot of quality content all the time. They have their own seasons. And honestly, their songs get stuck in my head. Like, if I wanted to, I could probably go through all of the Season 2 finale without missing a word. But I'm not going to, because you guys can just go over to their channel and listen to it and hear it in a lot better quality. Favorite Minecraft LPer? I guess this should have been up in the Minecraft section. X's Adventures in Minecraft was the first thing that got me started in Minecraft. And I'll never forgive him for it, because it's turned into an obsession. That's what Minecraft is. But definitely X. Have you ever broken a bone? No, but I've bruised a bone. I've never broken one. I've bruised one. My friends and I were. This goes back to being in theater. My friends and I were in the high school theater, and we set up chairs at the end of the stage, and we were jumping over the chairs, seeing who could jump over the most, and jumping over the chairs off of the stage onto what was essentially a concrete floor with a very thin layer of carpet. And I can't remember how many chairs it was that I jumped. I want to say it was like 7 or 8. And I landed very hard on my right foot, and it caused severe swelling around my ankle and my heel, and I ended up having to get an x-ray. That was actually my first x-ray ever, and the doctor said that I did not break anything, but I bruised my heel, so I was very lucky in that. And so imagine having to explain that story to your mom. Yeah, Mom, I bruised my bone because I jumped off of a stage over chairs and landed on my foot bad. So, tell us a story from your youth. I like this. Okay, let's see. Got it. Okay, when I was in 8th grade, I went to a new middle school that was in the next town over, which was okay with our school district, because I had gone to a school that was K through 8, all on the same campus. So I transferred over to a school in the next town over that had a 6th, 7th, and 8th middle school. And so in 8th grade, at that middle school, during the first winter, I found out that they did snowboarding, ski trips up to some of the resorts that were nearby, because we were close enough for it. So we did field trips up to those ski resorts, and one trip, this was probably like 3 or 4 trips into the season. They had them like every other weekend, which was really cool. I had just learned how to snowboard and was doing pretty well with it, and I was going down the hill, and I was trying to slow down, and I was trying to do what's called a heel stop, which is where you're going downhill and you turn the board so that it is perpendicular to the slope. So your board is going left-right instead of up and down the hill. And you lift up your toes, and the back of the board drags in the snow, and it causes you to slow down. Well, I let my toes drop just a little too much, and I hit something, and the front of my board caught the ground in front of me, and I was still going at pretty good speed, and started flipping head over heels, ass over tea kettle, and landed on my neck. And I laid still there for a while, trying to figure out whether or not I had broken anything, because I'd always heard people saying, not always, but I'd heard people say before that if you're in shock from something, that you don't immediately feel the pain of injuries. Like if somebody gets shot, they go into shock, they don't exactly feel the pain from being shot immediately. So after a little bit, I got up, I unstrapped from my board, and picked it up and walked down to the first aid station at the bottom of the mountain where the lodge was. And I go inside, and I tell him what happened, and the guy checks me out, does a little flashlight in front of my eyes, and he says that, well, I don't see any external injuries, but I'd like to have you go down to the hospital and get an x-ray to make sure that your neck's okay. I was like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. I walked myself down here. I'm probably well enough to not have to get an x-ray. But they, since they were all adults, thought that they knew best. So they ended up calling one of the chaperones in from the lodge to talk to me. And then they ended up calling my parents. So I had to explain to my parents what happened. And my mom is freaking out at me for all of this and everything like that. And finally get the phone over to my dad. And my dad very calmly says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay. Give me back." I handed the phone back to the medical people at the first aid station. And my dad politely told them, he says that he's fine. He wouldn't lie to me. Don't take him to the hospital. He doesn't need x-rays. And the medical people were like, okay, fine. So they pulled my lift ticket, took my snowboard, which was a rental, and for the rest of the day, I had to sit around for probably about 3 or 4 hours, because it was fairly early in the trip, 3 or 4 hours. They had to sit around in the lodge waiting for everybody else to have all of them to have fun, and I had to sit around and wait for us to leave. Funny thing happened is, I think the next year, my high school was also doing ski trips, and the same exact thing happened to me, and I did not go down to the aid station. Same exact thing happened, going down the hill, heel stop, clipped, flips, land on neck. I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm not going to the aid station. I'm fine. So, story from my youth. How the fuck did this make it in? Do you even lift? No, but I shoot. I don't lift, I shoot. Favorite first-person shooter? Woo, I'm looking at my shelf here. Left 4 Dead. Probably. Left 4 Dead was a lot of fun for a first-person shooter, because I mean it is still considered a first-person shooter. I used to be very good at competitive first-person shooter games like Call of Duty or Halo, but now I'm pretty garbage. I stopped playing it. I was raging too hard at the games. I actually broke 2 Xbox controllers, and I got tired of it, so I stopped playing them. Favorite movie? It might seem strange, but the first movie that really comes to mind is V for Vendetta. It's a movie that I deeply enjoy. It's the way that I always have described, my sister agrees with me, the way that I've always described a favorite movie is if you walk into a room and it's on the TV, somebody else is already watching it. You have to sit down, and you feel compelled to sit down and watch, and you will always enjoy it. No matter what mood you're in, you'll always sit there and be able to enjoy that movie. For my sister, it's Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. For myself, V for Vendetta definitely fulfills that sort of requirement. And with how our everything seems going like right now, it's pretty appropriate movie to be, all things considered. Favorite book? Not answering that one. You're just trying to get at my security questions. I know that that's a security question. High school mascot. I fucking knew it! Trying to get my security questions. Worst movie you've ever seen? Napoleon Dynamite. Enough said. That's all I gotta say about that. That's it. That's all the questions that I have. Alright, well, that took about 27 minutes or more. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me cave and listening to me talk about myself. If you guys would like to see this again, feel free to leave questions in the comments. I'll write them down, and I'll save this for another episode. Thank you guys once again, and I hope you guys come back. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and look for more content from me. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!